The man cautiously turned his hands to the desert. This way, you can imitate human steps. The blind man, who does not know, is indeed in the middle. He wanted to run away. Little did he know that he would appear in front of the fake steps. Buddy started the attack, but the blind man soon realized a real person can't just walk 5 steps. If he is in the middle, he immediately controls the substitute to withdraw. The most difficult path ambush cannot be achieved. He was stabbed and passed out by the blind man. The reason why it will kill you while you are sick. The blind man will immediately relieve Bud. Critical moment. Sentaro hurried. So the blind man moves quickly, and he deduces a square height out of his stride, and that person was Sentaro. So he went ahead and put Bud in there. Chase after Taro's life is worth more than Bude's life. Right after the blind man caught up with Jotaro, Jotaro suddenly picked up the 2 dogs on the ground again. The blind man panicked. So it was Jotaro who went nuclear. I dare not beat my hand. Jotaro took advantage of this to bully the 2 dogs. Find out the location of the blind man because he knew that Ergu could smell the smell of a blind man. The 2 dogs suddenly became terrified. But it wasn't because he was afraid of Jotaro. It's because he smelled the water from the blind man's attack. In the next second, Jotaro was wrapped in sand all over the sky. Wait for the sand to disperse. The 2 dogs in Jotaro's hands have been turned into sand dogs. The real Ergu is up in the air with his double, because only the blind can avoid the attack of the blind. And Sentaro goes right up. 2 dogs. If you are not busy finding the blind man, I'll turn him into a dog meat bun today. The other blind man was puzzled. He didn't understand what Sentaro was doing. You jump up and you fall down. Even if you work hard, you can't last long. Here it is. Sentaro body close to the ground again. So much so that he had to put it away. The double of the original dog is like a dog. You can only slide 1 distance at a time. In addition to Sutaro's heavy super, you can only ski 1 kilometer. Sentaro Kana had to use the power of the Platinum Star. Once again, the double of Ergu rises high, but the exact steps you take also reveal where they are. So the blind man immediately called a substitute to go after him. Before Jotaro can only pray before landing again. Ergu can help him find out the location of the blind man. Otherwise, he would have to buy it today. Fortunately, the 2 dogs are very tired. Soon Jotaro was blind. Can you wait for him to recover for 2 seconds? It's like the double for the blind man has caught up with them. And they land again. Blind person, reflection echo, find judgment of Jotaro's location. And the next second, he's going to attack. As fast as a platinum star, he was killed by the substitute of the blind man. But the speed of the blind double is completely different from Taro's. All 2 dogs naturally see in the eye. If you're tired, you hurt yourself. 2 dogs deliberately lowered their position. Sentaro toed on the ground. One operation can turn a blind person. Sure enough, I am not afraid of the hand of God. I'm just afraid of my friends. The blind are the blind. Jotaro fruit tore off the 2 dogs. Since you're unkind, then blame me for not. 2 dogs smashed in the face, and the blind man had to recall his double. However, he has been busy paying the dog. This is it. Sentaro, wait until he focuses again. The warehouse is already empty. Until the water column feels the shadow of Wang Feng. Only a blind man can reach Sentaro. It has been quietly shipped to him at such a close distance. The blind man knew very well that he was not Sentaro's hand, so it's easy to resist. However, in the instant when the rod landed, the blind man suddenly stalled. Same here. Jotaro immediately responded. It's just that he hit Jutaro's hat, and what Jotaro hit was his chest. But even though it is not, Jotaro was still very pleased with the blind man, because the blind man was the first one to knock his hat off, so he decided to save the blind man's life. But here's what he thought. The blind man uses the best of his ability to destroy himself, and the purpose of what he did, of course, was to prevent. Jotaro tortured himself to reveal D's secret, because D is an eternal god in his heart. After the blind man's life has come, Jotaro Ichiro was a little confused about Blind's operation. He doesn't understand what a real man is. Higen and D die. The person in my heart, in people's hearts, is actually a godlike existence. Stone cold.